Welcome to the module, Developing Communication Skills. This module will help you in conducting an effective communication. Let us begin. We often experience messages being lost in the communication cycle, due to misinterpretation by receiver, lack of clarity in the message, and several other reasons. This module shall guide you in avoiding these pitfalls when communicating with an individual or group. Click Next to continue. After completing this module, you will be able to explain the fundamentals of communication, explain the benefits of and challenges to effective and structured communication, and identify the tools and techniques of effective communication. Click Next to continue. The communication process includes the following key elements. Sender is the person who encodes the information and sends it to the receiver through a medium. The sender must know why the communication is necessary and what result is expected. Receiver is the person who decodes the received information and replies in the form of feedback or reply. Message is the key information that needs to be communicated or shared. Medium is the intermediary or channel between the sender and the receiver through which the communication is completed. The type of message determines the medium that should be used and can include face-to-face conversations, telephone calls or video conferences, and written communication like emails and memos. Reply is comprised of feedback information, clarifying questions as well as additional information. The feedback lets the sender gauge how successful they were in communicating. It also offers the sender a chance to adjust the communication process for the future. Communication is essentially the art and process of creating and sharing ideas. Effective communication depends on the richness of those ideas. Let us move on to communication types. Click Next to continue. Communication can be categorized under three key types. Based on audience. Based on formality. Based on media. Click each blue tab to learn more. Internal communication, the process of exchanging information between the people of different levels within the organization. External communication, the process of exchanging information with the people of various external parties or outside to the organization. Formal communication, the process of exchanging information by following the prescribed or official rules, procedures, systems, formalities, chain of command, etc. in the organizational structure. Informal communication, the process of the spontaneous exchange of information between various people of different status in the organizational structure. Written communication, the process of communication in which messages or information is exchanged or communicated between the sender and receiver through written form. Written communication is essential for communicating complicated information, such as statistics or other data, that cannot be easily communicated through speech alone. Written communication also allows information to be recorded so that it can be referred to at a later date. Written communication must be clear and concise in order to communicate information effectively. Oral or verbal communication, the process of communication in which messages or information is exchanged or communicated between the sender and receiver through face-to-face interactions, over the phone, or through video conferencing, voice chat, or any other verbal medium. Its effectiveness depends upon your voice clarity, grammar, vocabulary and body language. Nonverbal communication, the process of communication in which all other means of transmitting information are included, apart from verbal transmission. Nonverbal communication includes body language, gestures, facial expressions and even posture. Nonverbal communication sets the tone of a conversation and can seriously undermine the message contained in your words if you are not careful to control it. Effective communication is communication that is clearly and successfully delivered, received and understood. Structured communication is an approach that involves logically organizing the content of the message to better suit its audience and the intended objective, helping enhance the effectiveness of the communication. There are some benefits of structured communication. Click Next to continue. The structured communication approach offers the following benefits. Structured communication focuses on identifying the key objective in a message and following it up with details to support the message. This approach helps organize your thoughts, and therefore, improves the clarity and focus of the message. A well-structured message provides a clear objective to the recipients and the context to achieve the objective. It also gives them the requisite information about the opportunities or limitations that they have to achieve the objective. A well-structured message outlines some actions for the recipients. It helps the recipients feel involved in the whole process by giving them an opportunity to participate. This opportunity increases the likelihood of the recipients paying attention to the message. Since a well-structured message provides a clear objective and outlines action items for the recipients, it leaves the recipients no doubt about what is expected of them. Hence, it prompts the recipients to give a timely response to the message. The structured communication process helps to identify an appropriate communication channel that is most effective in reaching out to the target audience. The use of an appropriate channel increases the chances of comprehension. For example, the recipient's understanding of the message may be incomplete if they do not have an opportunity to immediately clarify their queries with the sender. A sponsor could be anyone who initiates and owns the communication or is held accountable for what is conveyed. Strong sponsorship ensures that recipients will pay more attention to the message. Also, the appropriate sponsor will be able to communicate the message convincingly as they are associated with the message and have the best understanding of it. A well-structured message increases the chances of getting a buy-in from the recipients as they are provided convincing reasons about the necessity of the message. The structured communication approach provides an effective framework to develop and organize communication, irrespective of the formality, audience or media. Following the same approach throughout the team and organization helps ensure consistency in the way communication is drafted for internal and external audiences. We shall now move on the next topic, identifying barriers in communication. Click Next to continue. There are many barriers to communication, and these may occur at any stage in the communication process. Barriers may distort your message, waste both time and money, and cause confusion and misunderstanding. The barriers in effective communication can be categorized into 5 groups. Click each numbered board to learn more. Physical barriers. Semantic and language barriers. Socio-psychological barriers. Organizational barriers. Cross-cultural barriers. Some of the challenges in structured communication include: click each numbered board to learn more. Lack of preparation. Insufficient content. Lack of time. Balancing complex and conflicting interests. Misinterpretation of information. Difficulty in identifying the correct channel. The 7 C's of communication are: clear. When writing or speaking to someone, be clear about your goal or message. Ask, what is your purpose in communicating with this person? If you are not sure, then your audience would not be sure either. To be clear, minimize the number of ideas in each sentence. Ensure that it is easy for your receiver to understand your meaning. People should not have to read between the lines and make assumptions to understand what you are trying to say. Concise. Make your message brief and to the point. Why communicate your message in 6 sentences when you can do it in 3? Avoid unnecessary fillers and check for unnecessary sentences. Avoid repeating the same point several times in different ways. Concrete. Ensure your message's important details and facts do not deter the focus of your message. Ensure your message is solid with only details, vivid facts and focus. Correct. Ensure what you are writing or saying is accurate. Incorrect information does not help anybody. Also, ensure that your message is typo-free. Check if technical terms fit your audience's level of education or knowledge. Coherent. Does your message make sense? Ensure that all your points are relevant and consistent with the tone and flow of your text. When your communication is coherent, it is logical. All points are connected and relevant to the main topic, and the tone and flow of the text are consistent. Complete. Your message is complete when all relevant information is included in an understandable manner, and there is a clear call to action. To ensure message is complete, Confirm if your audience knows what you want them to do. Courteous, ensure that your communication is friendly, open and honest, regardless of what the message is about. Be empathetic and avoid passive-aggressive tones. We shall now look at yet another model to communicate effectively. Click Next to continue. The LEAP model is a communication strategy that helps improve communication and collaboration in the workplace. The LEAP model comprises 4 principles. Listening, active or reflective listening is the first and the most important step in this strategy. Active listening opens up the lines of communication, allowing you to fully understand your partner's ideas and their origins. It also allows you to gather the information that you need and synthesize your point of view on the ideas shared. Empathizing. Empathizing shows that you understand the speaker's feelings about the particular subject. Letting the speaker know that you understand their feelings presents you as a relatable person and lowers their defenses, while opening them up to your ideas and opinions. Agreeing. Highlight the particular points on which you both agree, validating their input and allowing them to be open to your point of view. This step helps to show that you are willing and able to compromise for the good of the shared goals. Partnering. Combine efforts to become partners in executing the ideas or making good on your agreement. Summarize the points that all parties have agreed on, and establish a plan to execute the goals at hand. Ensure that all parties involved are aware of their responsibilities and expectations. It is time for summarizing the module. Click Next to continue. The goal of communication is not just for you to deliver your idea but also to build a bridge between two people and meet in the middle. Effective communication helps us to solve differences, build trust and respect in the organization. It helps resolve problems and fosters collaboration and teamwork. Structured communication is about developing communication in a way that recipients readily understand when the message is conveyed. Use the 7 C's of communication as a checklist for all of your communication. Awareness of communication barriers helps filter and overcome them proactively. That brings us to the end of this module. Click Next to continue. This is a sample e-learning asset for demo purpose only. For more details, email us at info@slate2screen.com. Happy learning. Click Exit to end the course.